This is Dig It with Imani, the podcast.
How do you protect yourself online? What are the risks that the thing is we don't really know?
What does a truly safe and inclusive online space looks like to you?
Many women are being silenced by such kind of campaigns.
Can you share a story about how technology-facilitated abuse can affect someone's safety, dignity, or even livelihood?
I think women should be prepared for this online gender-based violence.
1, 2, 3.
This is Dig It with Imani, the podcast.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Dig It with Imani, the podcast where we break down digital rights, safety, and inclusion across Africa. Today we're diving into a powerful conversation about technology-facilitated gender-based violence or technology-facilitated abuse, especially as it affects marginalized community, people who are already fighting to be heard and seen in both online and offline spaces. Technology-facilitated abuse isn't just about trolls or hacked accounts. It's about how digital space can be weaponized to stalk out, harass, shame, or silence individuals based on their gender, identity, or social status. And today's guest knows this work deeply. They're a respected digital rights advocate who is working on front lines, documenting, challenging, and demanding safer online space for all. Now, I'm introducing to you Najma Matengo. Najma, it has been a while since we spoke.
I know it's been a while. I'm so excited to join you in your podcast. Last time I invited you to mine, so thank you so much.
You're welcome. And now, can you tell us a bit about your journey as a digital rights advocate?
Thank you very much. Personally, I did not really wake up and say I'm going to be a digital rights advocate, but I've always been passionate about, speaking for women. I've been writing about women's rights, women's potential, and I've been encouraging women. And throughout my career, I've worked in organizations that really support women. And also, I would say in my maybe past 5 or 6 years, I've been working in digital rights. I've been working as a fact checker, or I've been working in the field of information integrity. And that's where I think I measured my interest more, and I came across women as well. And I've done projects that touch women's digital rights in my previous roles. And I would say that's where I really got interested into technology-facilitated gender-based violence, because I realized it's really connected to our culture, our roots. It's what is happening in the physical world, but now it's transferred to the digital world. So it's not something new. It's the things that we have been experiencing even before technology has, caused disruption. So I think this is a new platform to see violence, but the challenge is we don't have so many interventions or even awareness of such kind of violence.
So, Najma, in your advocacy, what methods or ways are you using to advocate for technology-facilitated abuse?
Okay, thank you. So for the organizations I've worked with, and also as an individual, I have done a couple of interventions. So in terms of organization-wise, we have done research on the occurrences of online violence and also the scope. And also we have done interventions such as education to the targeted women who are experiencing violence. And we've seen that women in politics and women journalists experience more violence than any other kind of women online, because maybe these are the ones who are using their voices, they are speaking for the women's, but also according to research, maybe it's because of the patriarchal structures women are not supposed to be standing in those roles. So when they stand in those roles, something else, happen, or the backlash happens. So on an individual level, I've been invited to speak in different platforms, conferences, to speak about technology facilitating gender-based violence, also about, women's rights. So I would say on my advocacy levels, I think I've addressed both as an individual and organization level. But most important is creating awareness of this issue and try to educate women how to stay safe online, because there are tools on the platform level, but there are also other interventions for safety, the laws, the system.
Yeah. Najma, that's really, really remarkable job, and hongera sana. I know you also are working with young people, so I would love to hear from you, from your experience. To what extent do young people experience technology-facilitated abuse?
Of course they do, but I would say maybe because the world, or we have not categorized young people as marginalized. Maybe that's why there's no so much focus on young people experiencing violence online, but they do. Actually, I think because of work in misinformation, information integrity, I think young people experiencing more of theft online. They lose a lot because, I think maybe 2 or 3 months ago, when you search the most trending word in Tanzania, it was jobs, ajira. So you find so this is the most common searched word in the country. And most of the people who are searching, of course, they're young people. They're looking for jobs. So they end up in the wrong arms. And I think we don't have enough research to see how many people are losing money online. Some of them join fake betting apps. There's so many fake betting apps. There's Bitcoin platforms. So there's another form of exploitation. People lose money online because of, actually, we can all ground this to education. They don't know anything about it. And so that is one form. But in another way, if we look at women naturally, even before going online, when you pass through the street, somebody can just say a word at you, hey, look at her. Now imagine online, you've just posted yourself with your new hairstyle or your body, whatever it is. People will say something that is not really nice or, pleasing. So that is there. So what I think we need to do is, as young women, or how do you protect yourself online? What are the risks that we should know? The risk that comes with online exposure to the internet. The thing is, we don't really know, but I think women are more, at risk compared to the other groups.
Okay, from your work and advocacy, what are the common forms of technology-facilitated abuse you have seen happening to people, especially in marginalized communities?
Thank you. So from advocacy and also from the research, I have seen that women experience more misinformation, actually disinformation, not misinformation, because misinformation is unintentional. Disinformation is intentional spread of false information. So women experience disinformation. They also experience cyber hate, trolling, and bullying. And that bullying involves body shaming and things like that. So I can give examples of maybe Zuchu. I mentioned her because I remember I post somebody commenting about her body. That is a real example of cyber bullying, body shaming, because what do you want her to do with her body if that's how she was created? And now this kind of things bring pressure to young people, especially those, I would say maybe teenagers or those young women who are growing up insecure with their bodies. They might even go and do surgeries and change their bodies because of such kind of issues. So when it comes to disinformation campaign, we see that in women politicians, where there's false, not only politicians, even women who are, doing advocacy, who are very loud in the country. For example, in Tanzania, we can see the AI being used against to create false information. And you know that in a country, not everybody is aware of AI. So people will easily believe a video of maybe Maria Sarangi doing something, and that tarnish their image. It tries also to silence their voices. But for other groups, we don't see that a lot. For other groups, but we see the way AI is used to also silence women, to just make joke out of them, and that also has an impact to their voice, to what they want to present. We can see in research saying that many women are being silenced by such kind of campaigns.
This is Dig It with Imani, the podcast.
Najma, I know you have been interacting with the victims who have experienced online gender-based violence, technology-facilitated abuse. Can you share a story or tell us about how technology-facilitated abuse can affect someone's safety, dignity, or even livelihood?
Well, I think the quick example that I can think of, I think I have two examples. One is, I think a diwani is a woman, like in Tanzania. I met a certain diwani, and she explained how she was not really she did not really face that online, but she faced it within her. She was not, they did not really support her to contest for that position. Because she faced that backlash in the family, rumors were spread also within the party that she's not capable for that position. So I've also seen how that information, the information circulating between WhatsApp groups, and then it affects her. But she continues. This is something she shared. She was able to continue with the contesting for the position, but that really affected her health. She had to go to be admitted to the hospital because of that, because she faced backlash at home, and then rumors were spread online because of that. So you can see how internet can just make this thing detrimental to women. Another story is, I always like to share this. I think I've shared this in many platforms. People know it. I met a woman in Arusha. She's from the village. She works with the government and ni mjumbe wa serikali, something like that. So she received a message. She doesn't have a smartphone. She received a message that she can get this something. She wanted she was sold something. She was expecting to receive something, but she was supposed to send money. This message that we were all told send money. So she went and sent money, and she never received her. Yes, she never received her parcel. So she called the parcel, and they agreed that she will receive the parcel, but she never received the parcel. And because now, for me, what I look at is the effect of not just losing money. She is married. She's a Maasai woman, and she said this with her words, that my husband will kill me if he knows that I've lost this amount of money. So what she did, she had to sell 2 kettles to be able to recover that money that was lost. That story really reminded me that technology facilitated by gender-based violence is not only around politics, but also it's not only around people who are just out there bold speaking. It's also affecting these marginalized communities, women who are, in remote parts. Maybe they don't even have smartphones, but they are not aware of what can happen, with their phones. They can lose anything and things like that. So I think those are the kind of stories I can share for now.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us. It's really, really impactful, and I hope it will help someone out there, and it will be kind of a lesson. Like, sometimes we learn from the experiences. In your view, Najma, what gaps exist in how the society, tech platforms, or even governments are addressing technology-facilitated abuse?
Number one, I would say the gap exists in knowledge. The women themselves, they are not aware of what constitutes technology-facilitated gender-based violence. They are not aware. And because they are not aware, even how they engage with it, they end up losing themselves. So we often advise women not to engage back when maybe they have experienced that campaign against them, because that way you will be more angry, and you can even lose yourself. And what the perpetrator wants is for you to lose yourself, to lose your credibility. So I think, number one, women do not have enough awareness and knowledge. But also the community itself do not know the impact of technology-facilitated gender-based violence, because the internet does not forget. When you create a fake story of someone, when you create fake sexual images of someone, that damage lasts for generations. How are you going to erase that in people's mind? You might be able to erase the post, but you cannot erase that story in people's minds. So when you are creating a fake story, you are destroying somebody's image in so many years to come. I think also the education gap contributes to slow policy development. Maybe this is why we don't have policies that specifically address what is technology-facilitated gender-based violence. It does not really look at women, especially who are really targeted, because mostly women are the ones who are targeted. Research shows that. And I think another gap is also the poor enforcement. If we have the law, but if something happens right now, how do you report it? It's not that clear. There are organizations, but it's not that common. It's not clear yet. People just endure the violence online because they think there's nothing I can do. I don't even know who's the perpetrator. And also because you don't know the perpetrator, you don't even know if you can get them. So you feel like it's a lot of work. So the enforcement also, I think, is a gap. But also, we don't have psychosocial support for the survivors. That is something that we have tried to include in some of the projects I've worked with, because many, for example, women in politics, they are being silenced by these campaigns, disinformation campaigns. They are being silenced, not only women in politics. We've seen women in media or in art, filmmaking, being they have a scandal that is trending. Maybe their pictures have been leaked, their private pictures. Do you know what happens after that? They don't just become the same people as they are. Yeah. Nobody cares how psychologically they perform. Maybe that is going to affect their work. Maybe that is going to affect their family, how they raise their children. We don't think of that. So we need more interventions on psychosocial support for the survivors, because nobody deserves to be humiliated like that in front of the whole world, Yeah.
Najma, you mentioned that we have a gap on policies and laws, and this is the result of not having enough knowledge and awareness about technology-facilitated abuse. Do you think, are there any legal protections or police conversations happening that gives you hope, or do you feel like this area is still largely ignored?
Well, speaking of Tanzania, I think we do have multiple acts that speaks of spread of false information. but we do not have a specific article that targets online gender-based violence. We have other countries like Kenya and South Africa that have ongoing conversations about the including the specific intervention on online gender-based violence. And I think that is something Tanzanian technology facilitated gender-based violence, because also the African Union already has a framework, but its implementation now is upon each country now to adapt that issue into their legal system.
What does a truly safe and inclusive online space looks like to you?
For me, I remember we set this goal in the workplace I used to work, joyful internet. So I think for me, a truly safe and inclusive internet or online space is a space where everyone can express themselves without fear. And also everyone can be respected for their thoughts and ideas, because everyone is free to think, is free to speak. So exercising such freedoms in online space without any fear, any worry, that is really a safe internet or safe online space for me. We've seen instances where now most governments try to limit such freedoms. And I think there's now I would say there's a backlash, or there's a need to balance between having this freedom, because when the government tries to balance too much, they also violate our rights to fully express. And I think when we also don't want people who are violating these other people, they would say we are experiencing, or we are exercising our rights to share opinions. But then how do you share an opinion that does not violate somebody's reputation? That is a lie. How do you share lies and still? So I think the law will always be there, and it is there to protect us and to balance the freedom, because some people misuse that freedom.
Restless development and the digital rights and health program, they have this part of where young people have to sign the Keep It Safe pledge. So my question to you is, why is something like signing a pledge for safer online space is not just a symbolic but meaningful
action to do, especially when this is not an individual work, it's not just an organization work. So a campaign like that sets us up for a collective action, for a collective intention that will move us into taking action. Because if you and I commit to a safe space online, to respect women online, to respect others' opinion online, definitely this will affect other people. Other people will think the same. So I think it's creating more awareness, creating more intention, and also even those who are experiencing that, they should know, now they know, oh, this is not right. So even when they go through that, they can report it, because some people will just keep quiet and just persevere with that pain and everything. But you don't have to be silent about it. You can report it. This is a crime. This is not respected. This is not something we accept in our community. So such kind of campaign sets us up for a collective action and intention.
Thank you so much, Najma. As we wrap it up, can you do you have anything to say around technology facilitated abuse to our listeners and those who are watching?
My last word would be to the women themselves. I think women should be prepared for this online gender-based violence. We will do advocacy. We will wait for the law to be there to protect us. But how do we protect ourselves as women online? We need to know the tools that comes with each platform. If you're not on TikTok, you're on Instagram, you're on Twitter, do you know the tools that protect you? Do you know how you can block somebody? Do you know if you can restrict people from commenting from your profile? Do you know you can restrict people not to say certain words in your profile? So there are kind of so many things that you can do to protect yourself online. You can also even deactivate your account for some time. You just don't want to be searched or seen. So there are a couple of things that you can do to remain safe, to remain at peace at home. You don't have to go through it alone. There are communities that you can join and share these kind of things. There are organizations here in Tanzania that are working towards a safe internet. So that would be my last word. Let's work together. Let's be the community, and let's not be silent about it.
Thank you so much, Najma, for sharing your insights, experience, and heart with us today. Technology facilitated abuse is not just a tech issue, it's a human rights issue. So if we want truly inclusive digital space, we have to show up like this, speak out like this, and take action as well. So to our listeners and those who are watching, if this conversation moved you, go sign the pledge to support safer online spaces for everyone, especially those in margins. And you will find the link in our show notes and across our social media. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and keep digging with me, Imani Henrik. Bye-bye.
This is Dig It with Imani, the podcast.